Hello everyone, this is Jessica, and for this video I'm going to redesign one of my characters. Now the character I chose is Eleanor, who's one of the first characters I've designed, who was originally called Alicia, but I changed it because it just didn't suit her. Let's not talk about the ears and tail, shall we? I originally redesigned her to be a bit more sporty and athletic, but it just still wasn't up to par, even with the redesign. I'm not even going to try and explain the shoes. I don't know what I was doing there. So keeping this design in mind, I think you can understand why I wanted to change it. And so I changed quite a lot actually. To start with, I knew I wanted her to have relatively the same body type, small and slim, as I felt like that was suited to her character. And it's an idea I had for her from the very beginning that just stuck with me. So, there's really not much to say about this part, and I'll even take this opportunity to mention that I actually did this video months ago, which is why it looks a little bit outdated. Simply because I didn't really know what to do with it. I even considered scrapping this video idea because I didn't really know what to talk about, but now I have a much better idea of what I'm doing. Sort of. Anyways, I actually struggled a little bit to draw the body because I wasn't quite sure about the proportions, but I think I figured it out eventually. And yeah. I also may have cheated in that I used the exact same drawing base for both of them, but I think it's understandable considering this is more focused on the design aspects rather than the drawing. And I mean, the pose is pretty much the same as her personality anyway, cheerful and very outgoing. Which I feel like shows with her waving towards the camera. And yeah. Now to start with, I knew I wanted to change the hairstyle because with the original it was actually really hard to draw and just a bit inconsistent. Having a straight cut fringe and wavy curly hair, I felt like it just looked so out of place, and I wasn't quite happy about the hair length either. It just looks like she has a bit of a mullet. So, of course, I wanted to change that up as well. The hair is by far one of the hardest parts of the original design because I was trying to decipher the absolute tangled mess I drew originally, but I had to take a few extra artistic liberties, but I think I got it pretty close to the original. Mostly. So that being said, let's move on to the outfit. This part definitely needed to change because it just looks so bland. I mean, tank tops and shorts can look good on a character, and it can look unique depending on how you do it, but the way I went about it it just looks so boring and bland. And Eleanor's supposed to be a character that stands out, so it definitely needed to change. The only thing that stands out is the stripe I added, but even then it's still bland. I don't know, I just wasn't quite happy with it. And the shoes, yeah. That definitely needed to change, and there's not much to say about it other than I hated the shoes even when I designed them. So now that I've done the original design, let's jump straight to the redesign. The shirt I knew had to be loose fitting because being an outdoorsy person, she had to have something that she could easily move around in. She also lives quite close to the beach in a little shack, and I felt like having some loose-fitting clothing that's more suited for beach wear definitely suited her character a lot more. The denim shorts as well, I feel like just look much better on her than the original shorts I had in mind. And I feel like the sandals are a major step up, as they look more casual and more something that she would easily be seen in. Overall, it just looks more suited to her personality, which is really what I was going for originally. The seashell necklace is a little added touch, and I feel like just makes her look more unique in the general design aspect. As I usually don't accessorize my characters, but I feel like it was definitely necessary in this case. The hair is also a major step up and looks more consistent overall. Having a curly wavy fringe, it just matches much better with the rest of the hair, and the haircut just makes it look more of a consistent length. The curls were a major challenge, but it was so worth it because it just looks much nicer. Of course, there are a few improvements I could make here and there, but in general I'm quite happy with it. This part was a major pain because I couldn't figure out how to draw that krill in particular, but I more or less figured it out eventually. Or more, I decided to say, good enough, and decided to just move on to the rest of the hair because I didn't want to spend 6 hours drawing the same thing over and over again. The rest of the hair was pretty easy and straightforward, so yeah. And here's a cute little bangle I decided to draw because I just wanted to add some extra accessories here and there. The colour scheme definitely needed a major improvement because as much as I love my pastels, I think I went a little too overboard in the original. And the colours just don't quite work together. I don't really know what it is, but I think with the shoes was just it just didn't look right. But even without the shoes, the colours just didn't quite work together. There's not enough contrast between the shades, and I really didn't want to use them in the newer design except for the hair colour. The hair is more or less the same shade of blonde, maybe tweaked a bit here and there. But everything else definitely needed to be different. So I decided to choose more toned down, earthy type neutral colours because I think that just suits the new design much better. I settled on giving her some tan skin instead of the ghostly pale white I gave her originally because being an outdoorsy person that lives close to the beach, you would expect her to have more of a, I suppose, natural tan. And I think it's definitely a good design choice because it just looks more like her. I even changed the eye colour to a green because I think it just looks more natural. And the shirt, this part was actually really difficult because I definitely wanted it to be like a vintage type of shirt. You know, the old-fashioned ones you see people wear on the beach and stuff. That type of design. I definitely wanted to go for something quite similar. And looking back at the footage, I actually liked the green shirt with the stripes, but I think the design I chose eventually actually looks much better. And yeah, it was a bit of deciding on what the heck suited her more. But this design definitely looks much nicer. Probably the most effort I've gone into designing a t-shirt for one of my characters, if I'm going to be honest. The shorts are just a basic denim, and the shoes were going to be a light blue, but as you can see the tan looks much better. At least to me it does. The accessories were a bit difficult because I was trying to pick a colour that stands out but doesn't look out of place, and eventually I settled on a coral pink because I think it looks really nice. I had a lot of fun doing this video, and being able to redesign a character, especially one I drew all the time in high school, is pretty amazing. If you want to see me redesign another one of my old characters, I'd be more than happy to because I have plenty to choose from. I basically have a whole stack of pictures and I could probably show you guys all of them, but I don't think I can fit it into just one video. The sad thing is I'm probably not exaggerating either. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching!